Hi Math 5-4. This is our last investigation together of the year. This is investigation 12. It's located on page 556 of your textbook. We have made it to the very end of this textbook. And you will also need, from your test and worksheet book, this is page 233. It's activity sheet 36. You will need this to do this investigation also. So I'll let you go ahead and gather those. You can pause the video and gather those, and we'll get started. Okay. So we'll be using your textbook and this sheet together, okay? So let's go to page 556 in your textbook. We're talking about equations. An equation states that two quantities are equal. So the examples they're giving down here, it's a scale. If you've ever seen a balanced scale, when it has something, when it's equal on both sides, it's like in a line, it's perfectly level. But when one side of it is not balanced, one side comes up and one side goes down. I'm sure you've seen those kind of scales before. So that's the illustration it uses to explain an equation. With an equation, like for example, this one right here, if you look at n, which n, remember, just means some number. We don't know what it is, but we can easily get there. So some number plus 3 equals 10. So it's taking, if you look at the blocks, it's taking that n, some number, plus 3. So that block represents 3, this block represents n. And then it's saying it's equal to 10. So over here, they put blocks together enough to equal 10. 4 plus 3 plus 3 is 10. So when you have these two pieces, that scale is perfectly in a line and balanced. If I was to take off one of the blocks, it would fall one way or another, okay? So that's what this representation is. So it's saying that when you remove some of the blocks, you can find out you can solve for n by removing some of the picture blocks, okay? So for example, but you have to remove it from both sides. You can't just take, if we look at this picture here in the middle of the book, you see they take a 3 away from over here, and they take a 3 away from over there. They do both sides. This little scale represents like the equal sign, okay? So n plus 3 over here, this is the equal sign, 10's over here, everything's in a line and perfect, okay? So over here, they take away 3 from over here, and they have to take away 3 from over here or the scale would jump, okay? To keep it perfectly in a line, they have to take away equal amounts. So when they do that, and they take those away, what you see left is n is equal to the blocks that are left over here, which are 3 plus 4, which is 7. So n equals 7, okay? So they took the 3 away from both sides. So let's look at this example down here, another balanced scale, 2 blocks of some number. We don't know what that is, just x, it gives it x, it could be n, it could be whatever. 2 of those balance out with 1, 2, 3, 4 of number 3 blocks, which 4 times 3 we know is equal to 12. So this equation is saying that over here, 2, remember of means multiply, 2 times that x block equals a number of 12 over here, and it's in perfect balance and perfect line, okay? So what they have to do, now I'm moving on to page 557, the next page, up at the top, up here. It tells you that what they do is they can remove half from each side. Basically, half of the weight. So if they take over here, originally there were 2 x blocks. If they take half of that away, they have to take half of the weight over here away, which is 2 out of the 4 blocks that were over here to keep it equal. So you had 4 blocks over here that were the same weight as these two over here. If you take away half, you leave one left. You take away half, you leave these two, and you're still balanced. So all you have left over here is x. Remember, your scale's balanced, so it's equal. And then the number of blocks you have left are 6. Okay? So let's look at, now we go to our activity sheet. And we work the problems, and we have to write an equation for each illustration.